We'll call the September 7th, 2023 Wall City Council meeting to order. Carolyn, will you please read the roll?
Welch. Here. Morgan.
Here.
Stan Anderson.
Here.
Houston.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
Hawk.
Here.
Mike Anderson.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Is there any order of business for emergencies?
No.
And is there attendance on Zoom?
No.
Okay, with that, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Did we forget that?
Oh, shall we do the pledge of allegiance? Mike, will you please?
Yeah.
Lead that for us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. That's not mean to skip that. Okay, with that being said, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Stan is moved
Second.
and Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, welcome for the police report.
How's everybody this evening?
Good.
How are you? I'm good. We had a good August, so I don't have a lot to report there. But what I did want to tell everybody is I'm retiring from the sheriff's office. Yeah. I know, after 24 years, it's been a pretty good run. We'll move on and do some other things. But I think the biggest thing is I just want to thank all of you for just the support that you've given us and the community as well. Tremendous support. Not only me, but the deputies that work here as well. So I've seen it for the last 9 years and I'm very impressed with this community, so. But I just want to say thank you. And they'll have my replacement, I'm hoping here in the next few weeks, maybe, I don't know. That's out of my control, so.
You can't believe that they have a replacement.
Well, you still have these guys here, so that's the other thing. The lieutenants may take over. I don't know how they're gonna do that until they can have somebody, have the man here, however they're gonna do it. But I just wanna say thank you for everything.
And when's final date?
September 29th. So I got a few more weeks, but this is my last meeting. So I wanted to make sure I was here to say thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Are there any questions?
Why?
Yeah.
24 years.
20, yeah, almost 24 years. That's it's good. It's time to move on to some other things. I'm excited about the next chapter. for
Good.
sure.
Your job's not fun anymore?
I wouldn't say it's not fun. I think that I'm at the age now where I can still move into something else and really excel at that. So that's why I'm doing it for sure. Good for you.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, Randy.
Take care. Good luck.
Okay, so, that brings us to, does anyone have a conflict of interest with anything on the agenda tonight?
I'll just have to abstain from item 11 again.
Okay. And we understand that. Okay, with that being said, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes from August 21st, the budget reports, on-call schedules, golf course financial report, water, and the sales tax report? Do I have a motion to approve?
I have a question on the council meeting minutes. I don't know if this is the right time to bring it up or not, but, we had approved that we would put the zoning ordinance in the paper for the September 6th paper, and it's not in there. And I'm wondering why that is.
That is gonna be addressed later in the meeting.
Okay.
So can we deal with that then?
That's fine. I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So with that being said, any other questions or concerns? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So.
Mike has moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Rick has seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next item on the agenda then is the City of Wall claims, the fire department claims, and the library claims. Are there any questions on those claims? Do I have a motion to approve the claims for the City of Wall Fire Department Library? Kelly has moved
Second.
and Mike has seconded. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, that brings us to the pay request for it's the number 8 pay request that we'll address first. From Mead and Hunt is submitting it. It is payable to Western Construction. It has to do with the airport, and the number 8 is $205,390.34. And each one of these claims are documented with very precisely what they have spent those dollars for. Is there a motion to approve? Okay, Stan is moved
Second.
and Dan seconded. Any questions or concerns about pay request number 8? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. That brings us to pay request number 9, again to Western Construction. This one is for $284,743.35.
Move to approve.
Okay, Mike's moved
Second.
and Dan seconded. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And again, those are all reimbursable with federal grant monies. Okay, that moves us to public comments. This is a time for the public to discuss or express concerns to the council with any issue not on or not on the agenda. Action will not be taken until it is added to the next meeting agenda. Each person would have 3 minutes. Do we have anyone that would like to make a public comment? Okay, seeing none, that will move us then to building permits. And the first one that has been submitted is for the Wall School, Career Technical Education Edition.
I would just like to make note on this, that on the permit application, it has been asked to waive fees. I did not include that here, but I just want to make note that they are asking on that application to waive fees.
So this is a request. The projected estimate is about 3.5 million. Am I understanding that the school's got that cash in hand? They are not having to borrow money? Did everyone look at the beautiful picture of that new edition that was sent? It looks incredibly awesome.
I'll just make note that bids will be opened on the 12th next week. And then we have a school board meeting on the 13th, where we will proceed to move or whatever decision is made on, based on the bids coming in.
And you've had a construction manager, right, that helped you put that bid projection together?
Yes.
Mike, did I?
Is, so what does RCS have to do? Because they're shown as the contractor.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, how the construction manager and the they did the design of it, I guess, I would have to say, RCS did, yeah. The construction people, they, or the architect manager, whatever, I don't get their titles correct, but, they're the ones who, they've been working with the building committee as far as, you know, what we want included, and then RCS has been doing design of removing, pulling, all that, changing.
Do they think they'll have any trouble with the airspace? With the airspace, it says in here that it takes 45 to 60 days to receive the results from that thing.
That I guess I'm not sure on. I'm not part of the building committee, so I don't know some of those details.
Okay, so do we address the waiving the permit fee separately from the permit, or can we?
No, if you get a bill on the building permit, I would just in that motion include waiving the fees.
I'll make that motion waiving the fee.
And approving the building?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so it's been moved by Rick, seconded by Jared, to approve the building permit for the new addition for the CTE. And to waive the permit fee. Any, oh, go ahead.
That figures 13 and a half.
You know, I was worried about that too, so I reached
I
out.
thought that very same thing.
Yeah.
I bet that's a slash mark.
It is,
Okay.
because I reached out to the superintendent and I have it on a text here. It's 3.5.
Okay.
Because I was a little worried about that myself. Because I knew they had the cash and I didn't think they had the other.
13.
No, it's 3.5 is, it's to be determined. But it's projected or estimated right now at 3.5. So,
That happens. That slashes are at least two.
okay,
That's what I thought when she said 3.
That's why I said you on the way in, that's huge Friday.
Well, it is huge, but I
Well, it
guess I
is.
didn't know you were talking price wise.
it is a really big deal and those students are gonna be so fortunate to have access to being able construction and welding shops and it's amazing. So is there any other discussion or concerns? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, say aye. Whoops. Yeah, we're right. Okay, for a minute there, I thought maybe I didn't have the right motion, but I checked it out. Okay, so all those, the motion is approved. Okay. The next item is, another house for, enhanced subdivision. It's lot 2 on Kelly Avenue. Trent Polis is submitted this residential building permit.
Did Garrett look it over?
Sending.
There is a drawing of the house. This one won't be a governor's home. It is a stick built, so that's why the drawings are attached and look a little bit different. You've probably been by there and noticed that the second governor's home has been placed already, and but this will be across the street to the north.
Move to approve.
Okay, Stan has moved to approve the building permit,
Second.
and Dan is seconding. Any other questions or concerns?
So is this lot right on the turn then,
Well,
where it turns to the west? Or is it next to Stangles?
Staples,
Okay,
yes. But where they're saying it's lot 2, it might be one lot over, but it's on that side of Stangles,
I see.
so. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And speaking of Stangles, then, they have submitted a building permit to do a garage 40 by 28, and appears according to the drawing on the back that it is an attached garage.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Dan has moved, Kelly has seconded. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, another permit for a sign, and that is for the Badlands Bodega for feather flags.
And I don't, the feather flags, are they like what they have down at the,
It's already up.
it is.
They are, they
And
didn't realize
The crispy chicken one.
that they would be considered a sign.
Are they attached down to this? I don't see.
It's not tied to concrete or something.
Just like the coffee shop has,
It's the same one, just the coffee shop.
Nana's Mercantile. has
But they've got
that
it on
same-
the ground, not cement.
Well, there's
Anchors.
anchors that they just slide into. They can be moved.
Because I've never, I just noticed it's kind of tabs on them too. We've got that.
okay,
Does it take up my thought is taking up a lot of space on the sidewalk.
They're like a pole thing, so.
They don't take up much space.
Okay,
But it's on the sidewalk, the road east and west, actually.
oh, it is, okay,
And that's a real wide sidewalk.
okay.
okay, would I have a motion then to approve the
So
Stan moved? Is there-
Second.
And Mike seconded. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, so that now brings us to the fence variance request follow-up, because this was brought to us at the last meeting. And we asked for more information, and Cindy has provided that. And did everyone get a copy of the email that she sent with? Does anyone have, I see that Cindy is here. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts?
I think if you drove around town, you'd find fences in the front yards.
Yeah, when we talked the other time, did Garrett ever come and talk to you or no?
No, he hasn't. I know like my trees do catch a little bit of snow, but like John has his house catches way more snow than my little bit of trees does in that front yard. I don't usually have very big drift across that yard at all. It kind of goes kitty corner across to hurdles across that road, so. And it's not, it would be more of an open fence, wouldn't be a lot of, not a privacy fence by any means. It would be the metal rolls of wire. So snow could blow through it pretty good.
About how tall is it?
It's probably gonna be between 3 and 4 feet. Depends on which wire we can get at the most reasonable costs. Most of the wire is either 3 foot or 4 foot, But I might have them trench, if we get the 4 foot trench just a little bit and bury wire so my dog can't try to dig underneath of it, because they're known for digging. So.
I would move to approve.
I'd second it.
And I, assume since it's variance, that she have to get neighbors to sign off on them. Granted.
I think there's probably several neighbors out there. I know a couple of people have said, oh, we would have got a dog if we could have had a front yard fence. And I know they're moving, but the sets have often said, if we could have a front yard fence, our little boy could enjoy our front yard. Which is, people drive by so fast that something could happen in the blink of an eye.
But your question is if neighbors have to.
Yeah, since it's variance, if the neighbors have to sign off on it, like.
It's not been had to before,
Oh, okay.
when a variance has been asked for other things, so I guess I don't know, that's up to you guys if you would feel more comfortable having that done for a fence, but I know like variances when they've been asked to be closer to the
I haven't talked to the neighbors in there.
lot line in the back or whatever, because to be in line with others, there's not been any request for that, so.
And I'm not gonna go out to the full lot line anyway. It's gonna be inside of my lot line, because I can afford to put fence all the way around.
That sounds good to me.
And it's going to, also, you're gonna have some trees on the inside.
There are trees on the inside. Yeah, there's 5 big, like spruce cedar trees and then 2 other trees. I'm gonna do my best to get it as close to the trees as I can, the ones that are closer to the road. But I'll get it as close, so those trees can be inside of the fence.
So it has been moved and seconded, are there any?
Who got the second?
No, I'll second.
Oh,
Kim?
Kelly. I didn't hear who it was.
So are there any other questions or concerns though? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving such good information.
I tried, but the Google map is a little bit old, so it doesn't show where the trees are. I was hoping to get a picture with the trees, but Google Maps doesn't show that yet. Onyx Hunt did, but it would let me print the map off of there. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
Yep, good night to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, that brings us to our comprehensive plan review. And do you want to talk about that, Carolyn, what your thoughts are here?
So it's, kind of in the comprehensive plan that it would be reviewed annually. As in the planning and zoning meeting that we had a couple of weeks ago, it was indicated that usually in a year, there's not change, unless you think there's something drastic that's going the wrong way with it, so to speak. But since it is included in the comprehensive plan to review, and it was a year in September, I will be putting it on there, and at any point in time, direction from you guys that if you think the planning and zoning needs to look at it again and just review, that can sure be a recommendation, and then, because that's where the changes would come from, with then a recommendation back to the council for approval. So at this time, I just, unless you guys have something, I would just reflect in my minutes that the comprehensive plan was reviewed by the council with no recommended changes. Unless you guys feel differently on something.
Carolyn, can somebody get a copy of this if they want, or at least a
Yep, I
digital
have it in my-
copy? You have
I have it in
copies,
my office.
very good.
And you sent a copy out to all of the council members? for
Back
review?
in July.
July, okay. Any comments or concerns that you feel need to be reviewed, or what are the thoughts of the council?
I think it's in good shape. It just came out. It hasn't been really controversial at all. It's a great tool for the community. It's pretty fresh.
So very up to date.
Yes.
Statistics are almost current. So. Any other comments or thoughts? So, oh,
No.
no,
Good by me.
so how can we have it reflected in our minutes then that the council has reviewed, feels like it's up to date?
I'm going to put was reviewed by the council. With no recommended changes or need to be reviewed by the planning and zoning.
Okay. And do you need a motion or a consensus or anything like that?
No, there's no actions.
Okay. All right. We just want to get that covered correctly, so, okay. Thank you for taking time to do that. That brings us to the chamber report. Sorry, sorry to interrupt.
That's okay, I got it. Hello, you should have your community center report in your packet. There was some changes on for September. We had a wedding canceled. That's the first time that's ever happened. That was kind of traumatic. But it's been getting busier, so you can tell summer's kind of winding down and things are getting busier here, so that's kind of fun. And our new person here that's taking care of the community center is pretty awesome. So she's doing a great job. And then as far as chamber stuff goes, I just wanted to invite everybody here. We're having a chamber luncheon out at the airport on Tuesday. And Garrett actually suggested it because he went through and he cleaned everything up. And now with all the updates out there, just thought it'd be really cool for people to be able to come out and see everything. And then Travis Hershey.
I'll say that again. I'm space data.
It's been my whole week, Kelly. Our chamber luncheon is gonna be Tuesday at noon at the airport. And we're the chamber's providing lunch, so if you haven't had a chance to try Joe's new, or excuse me, the Badlands Bodega's new chicken, we're getting some chicken from there and a few other things, so we're bringing lunch. And then Travis Hershey from Hunt and Mead and Hunt, which way? Okay, he's gonna do a presentation on all the things they're doing out there, so it should be a good meeting, and we'd love to have everybody attend. Other than that, speaking of the airport, I'm working with Kendall on the opening of the airport, which sounds like it's gonna be maybe the beginning of November. So Preston's had a few ideas, and we're trying to, so if anybody has any great ideas, feel free to throw them our way, but we're kind of working together on that. And then the only other thing is, if anybody asks, the Wall Craft Fair is November 4th. So if anybody asks, or if anybody, I don't know if you guys are crafters here, but you can get your registration forms in. So I think that's all I have. Does anybody have any
Katie,
questions?
what was the date on the airport chamber luncheon?
Tuesday, this Tuesday, the 12th.
Oh, this Tuesday. the
Like,
12th.
or whatever that is, however many days that is from now.
Very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I think your speaker has got a great presentation.
It looks, yeah, I just printed off in the office and it looks really good. And he said he's gonna try to keep his presentation under 8 minutes. So it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a long-winded one.
You know, for a grand opening of the airport, you should allow drag racing out there for one time.
What? Mayor, is that acceptable? I think we're actually trying to gonna have like a fly-in with planes landing there, but maybe we could do both. It would be exciting that way.
Might be a little dangerous.
Does anybody else have any questions or suggestions? Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're looking forward to that chamber meeting, that's for sure. Very few people, as I understand it, well, let me ask, how many of you have ever been in the airport lounge area?
Oh,
Wow, very good.
Come on, Dan.
okay, so you better be there Tuesday, Dan. Okay.
So cool. All right, that moves us to the propane contract. Carolyn, can you speak to that?
Yes, I did share with you an email, so I had reached out to get a quote on the propane pricing for the winter. And they quoted us $2 a gallon. Also indicated that we would get the summer fill, which is a price of $1.59 right now, and they would make sure that we were filled up before the change in price on that.
And so it's summer fill $1.59 and then $2 a gallon for the contract.
The contract, yes. My question would be, last year, we contracted for 6,000 gallons. And I believe it was 229 that time. Didn't know, you can see that we ran out like in March on that. And I did ask if we did carry over. You know, because years past, they did allow us to use our contract to cover at the pool and stuff, which is, we do use a lot of propane up there. And they said, yes, depending on which is cheaper, you know, I mean, if we got to the summer pricing, it would make sense to use that, and I believe they'd let us carry it over to the next winter, whatever. So just didn't know what your thoughts were on how much we should contract for. And stay with the 6,000, or if we wanna, I gave you pricing, what the price difference would be.
When did you fill them last year? If you filled right now, 159, would that get you back further along? What, that's I guess what I'm asking. At what point did they get filled last fall?
I did not look that up. I don't know, I can't tell you, sorry.
That doesn't sound like the 8,000 matters, because if it's cheaper, they said they'd sell it to you cheaper anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been getting fills like at the pool, of course. I don't know that we've had to fill maybe at one of the wells we've had to since we ran out of the contract. But not too many times after the contract. Did we fill. I had kind of indicated that, you know, we would decide on an amount to contract for, and then they would give us summer fill and hope to have this taken care of and on the bill list for the next meeting on the 21st. Is kind of what I indicated.
So you're asking for a recommendation from the council whether to do 6,000 or 8,000?
Or even 7, we could go. I just gave you two
Okay,
different.
oh, I see what you're doing, yeah. Okay, so 7,000 would be 14,000. And you spent 13,500 last year.
Then we use it all up.
Yeah, in March, we were done with the contract.
I would suggest the 8,000. You know, it's just me.
I think I'd go 8, because again, if you don't use it in the summer, it's gonna give you a cheaper price, so you're locking in a price at 8,000. If you don't use it, you're not gonna be. But I think they fill everything up you had right now.
Yeah, and that's what they indicated. They would make sure that we were full at the summer.
At $1.55.
$1.59.
Yeah,
Okay, good catch, thank you. I read that incorrectly. Okay, so.
You want a motion?
I would need a motion to accept billing at the summer price, and then contracting for the $8,000.
So moved.
Okay, Dan,
I'll
Dan?
second it.
Okay, Dan moved. And Jerry seconded to contract 8,000 gallons at $2. Yeah, gallons, okay, for 16,000. Any other questions or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. That brings us to the mayor's report. I did attend the critical issues luncheon today in Rapid City that Elevate puts on. And their topic today was working with multi-generation workforce. So that was very informative. They had a great panel. And that was especially good because coming up soon will be the committee meetings that will need to be meeting personnel in the month of September, if we could get that process completed then. And then that will lead us right into the budget committees needing to meet in late September, October. I was going to ask Dan what your schedule, your timetable is this year for.
For like the finance committee and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm pretty flexible. Pretty much around.
okay, for September and October. Okay, I didn't know about that, so that's great.
But I think sooner the better.
Yeah, because we do need, and Carolyn has indicated that she will soon be starting to work on that.
So whenever you're kind of. Good. Yourself, someone to organize it, you'll contact us.
Yep, I will reach out to everybody and
Okay. Perfect.
I just know it will not be the week of the 18th. See if I can get towards the end of this next week or the last week of September. I'll be out. Well, I'll report that later. Okay.
And then the personnel committee, the best time is like early morning, is that true? Yeah. And one of the things that we started on last year was to review the job descriptions. And so I've reached out to employees to ask them to review their job descriptions, see if there's anything they need to put added or deleted or whatever. So those committees will be starting soon. Okay, then that leads us to the review of the cactus weed cleanup that the fire chief requested that we address. And Garrett kept track of ours, and you have an invoice in front of you that indicates what that cost in terms of manpower and machinery, which we basically used all our own.
Yep.
Machinery, we did not rent any other. So what would your suggestion be as to what we do with this invoice?
What's the mini?
Our mini excavator, it's like a smaller.
Oh, okay, thank you.
What we did is I mowed it around so we could get in there. There it was like 8-9 foot tall.
Wow.
And then I took the loader in there and kind of scraped it and broke it all down, and then took the mini and raked it up in the big piles and put it on the trailer, so.
And you only had help with, for the first, did I understand?
Yep.
That didn't come back.
Yep, landowner was there for help with one load. Which I it was bad, like Allard, like my nose was running bad, sitting in a piece of equipment, and he was grabbing handfuls. He loaded the first trailer by hand.
And how many trailers did you haul out?
4.
It's his property. We got a bill for it. I mean, he deserves to have that presented to him. And he's gotta be made aware of it. Did he insinuate any, like he knew that there was gonna be, and obviously if the city's cleaning it up,
Well, actually, Stan and Rick and Carolyn and I and Garrett did have a conversation with him before we started, right? And he had some ideas on how he might try to do it himself, and those didn't materialize. So in order to meet the timeline that the committee had set, we asked Garrett to go ahead and see what he could get figured out, get it done.
So he's aware.
He was aware that that was gonna happen, and that's, I believe, why he was there that day when they started, because. And he moved all the furniture using our equipment or our trailer.
Yeah, he loaded it all and then unloaded it all.
So that was removed, and that was a good thing, because that in there, when they were trying to use a mower, was not a good deal. So that had to go.
I think he needs to have it, knows that. So he knows that if you don't take care of your property, this is what's gonna happen. But we get paid for it? No. Not, but maybe that he'll start, instead of waiting until they get to 10 foot tall, he'll go and chop them down sooner. I don't know.
I would hope that we don't let that happen again. We just,
Well, it'd been pretty easy just to hire the spray guy out of Bellevue, and spray it.
Triple X.
We hired them to do some, and they put a little extra potent stuff in there, and which was all we ever had to do is spray it once.
Would it start of the season?
I think there's some
Do that.
residual that
That-
you wanna use where,
Not gonna be that expensive.
no, like that lot behind the Buffalo shop cost like $150.
yeah. So that makes
It's a lot bigger, but
way more sense to do. Okay. So do we need a motion, or do we just give direction here? So come on in. Do we need,
I don't think you just be like any other bill, sending the bill, huh?
so can we say that we have a consensus of the council then to, deliver this bill to Jim? And we probably need to do that personally, do the experience, right? So you and I can talk about a plan there, Carolyn, tomorrow morning, about how to get that accomplished. Okay,
Does the state charge interest? That's the bill.
well, it says $2 late fee on the bottom of the invoice. In 10, if not paid in 10 days, $2 late fee, 2% service charge will be added per month.
Keep interest.
But this, I mean, I would, on this one, the other one, we submitted to small things or whatever, so that one didn't keep accruing interest once you've submitted it and know that it can't.
All right, so that moves us to the finance officer report.
So there's a mitigation, the Pennington County's mitigation meeting is gonna be held tomorrow at the 8th, and this is something that we, went over the process, the paperwork that they had sent out. I had a meeting with Kelly and Mary. And, Garrett reviewed some of that information as well to help me with numbers that we needed. So I got that submitted to them, and so this, like I said, this next meeting is September 8th, tomorrow, that I will be attending. It's from 11:30 to 1:30. And then just a reminder that I will be out of the office September 18th through the 20th, Monday through Wednesday. We do have a city council meeting on the 21st, so I hope to be prepared for part of that while I'm out of the office, but, and then I wanted to find out the plan for the October meeting, the first meeting in October, because that, first week is when our municipal league conference starts, and Tuesday night is when my municipal league board of directors meeting is. So my proposal would be to schedule October 2nd, Monday night for the meeting. Does that work for everybody?
I think that would work.
The 9th,
Second.
or the 2nd.
The 9th is a holiday.
I'm gonna be out of town from the 29th for 2 weeks.
So the 9th won't work for you anyway. either.
Pardon?
The 9th won't work for you either.
No,
Okay.
Does the second work for? Will it work for you, Mike?
Should be.
Yep, Dan?
I think it's Monday night football.
Oh,
So we'll just try to get it taken care of.
are those better than Thursday night football games? or-
But just the first ones tonight.
Yeah, I know.
No, that should.
I could possibly try to Zoom if I have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I would need a motion on that since that's a change of the date.
So,
okay, Stan moved,
Second.
Rick seconded, any other concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries to hold the first meeting on October 2nd. So it's
And
that
I believe that was all that I had.
good to go. Okay, so Garrett, Public Works report. Tell us what all you've been doing. You guys have been busy.
Yeah, first of all, we have wells on there. Um, Monday night, we have 3 wells that are working. A couple of them have been, we're waiting for parts and people to come work on it, but just out of the blue, I decided to go to the shop at 7:30, and 2 of the wells that were working went down. We're just about, there's probably like 3,000-4,000 gallons of water left in there. So I went and got 2 of them running. The West River Lyman Jones and 7 running, and then we got the fuses for the other wells, got that going too. So, and I talked to water specialists, they do the wells now, and we need like a variable drive on that to slow the pump down, because it's too big and it's cavitating, so it's, you know, like your drain goes, so it starts sucking water, so we gotta get that so it'll slow it down and not, you know, do that. So he said he'd get out here as soon as possible. That's gonna be, and then, well, one over here, there's a problem with the VFD. And I spent like an hour and a half with the guys on the phone trying to fix it myself, because they're out of Minnesota and we couldn't get anything done, so I'll have them come look at that. There's actually a guy that works for him that's gonna be in Hayes deer hunting this weekend, so he thought maybe could talk that guy into just coming to look, you know, to get a head start on it. So there might be some wall drug donuts and deer sticks and all the new things over here. So hopefully that works out. And then we've been cleaned out a few of the ditches around town. I think we get most of them. We still got a little bit of work to do. Somebody dug them a little deep and they don't flow as much, but. What What's that?
Nothing.
The new guy.
Is there more to this story?
No? Well, I did break. Then like equipment said I was using the mini to dig out those ditches and make a bigger berm over by the campground. So when we get a whole bunch of water and it turns the corner that it wouldn't run into the campground. So I was just taking all that muck out of there. And then I backed up the mini and ripped the fitting off one of the lift cylinders. And so that's down and where we're at with the Bobcat. And I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if we take it up there and drop it off, because they said they were gonna come get it, and that was 2 weeks ago. And I talked to John, they said, come get it. I haven't heard anything.
I think we're better.
But I'm gonna put in the budget next year to get a new one and then see where we go with this one.
I don't know if you want to wait that long.
What's that?
Yeah, I was wondering, do we have to wait that long?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're getting to the point where if we're waiting on them to come pick it up. And then they have to fix it, and this was round what of them fixing it and getting it back.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And then they use the excuse that they were waiting for a loaner. Like, it's sitting here not being used, it's worthless to me sitting in the shop, it could be up there,
yeah,
so why are you waiting to bring me a loaner? I mean, I think they're just
Can-
dragging their feet.
Garrett, can you even get a new one? Sometimes there's been supply issues. I'm sure had trouble with the mowers.
Yeah, we did. That's a good question. I'm gonna look at a different, either CAD or case
how
or,
did you like the Kubota one?
it was okay. And I don't know, like, I've been talking with like Todd Sealer, and he has a cat, he said it works really good in the snow and it is. I think a track one would be pretty handy for, cleaning out the road ditches or mowing the ditches where you can go through quite a bit of water and stuff, so. But that was my plan, to get some quotes from like Case or CAD or. who else.
That kind of good, Mike, I think you should check out, see what might be available out there and
Okay,
Just get them as soon as possible.
cheaper.
get some prices, okay.
In the meantime, could you deliver ours and go rent one and let them pay for the rent, and they would probably find a loaner a bit
lot
faster?
quicker. Yeah, I could go up there and. I like that LJ is a service manager up there, and the only way I get anything done is if I talk to John Matson first, and then he talks to that LJ. I'll call him and leave messages.
Okay,
So. Well, I think once we figure out what's going on, with the lift cylinders and I mean, it's probably gonna be a pretty decent machine that we can get a decent amount of money for.
and then maybe just sell it and get a new one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, do you feel comfortable with those ideas?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, we're just worked on getting the pool shut down today, just draining all the bathrooms, and starting draining the pool a little bit. And Gary's been doing some working on some of the gravel roads. They're looking good, getting more better shape to them. So it's definitely handy to have him around with more experience.
Can you paint more curves? Seems like there was,
We probably 2-3 weeks ago painted quite a few.
oh boy, there. Just noticed it.
Yeah. And like Glen Street, the First Interstate Bank usually does like what's it called, Carolyn?
Volunteer day, and that's
Volunteer
coming
day.
up
So they
next
want-
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, so so I thought, like Glen Street.
Well, that's just getting this fall.
Is the pool gonna need any repairs before next summer, sir?
I have a budget line of mine on there to maybe redo the front guard room. The siding on the outside is like that buffalo board or whatever they call it, and there's big holes in it. So I'm working on
you know, and with Gary, he's pretty handy
Okay,
with that, we'll just do that ourselves when we
okay,
find the time.
Is it something that needs to be done before weather starts blowing in there?
No, we're gonna, there's a few holes that we're just gonna patch up, put some. Plywood over it or something.
Yeah.
To make it till then this winter, so.
okay,
Try and get the front of that looking nicer, you know, we didn't work in the bathrooms and
yeah,
went
It's
outside.
come a long
pretty
ways.
rough.
so, okay, anything else?
I don't think so. I wanna thank you for letting me go to the volleyball game. I don't get to see Hadley play very much, so I appreciate it.
Hopefully they did well.
It was, they went to the third set when I
Oh,
left,
of
so,
course.
and of course Hadley did play the first game of ball, and she got to go in on the second game.
Perfect, okay, thank you, Garrett.
Yeah.
So, is there any other items for discussion, no action to be taken?
Oh, hold on, I
Oh.
forgot one thing.
Okay,
We don't have any road gravel. And Western is grinding down at the Patterson pit. And so I got a price from Dave. I think it was $8.75 a ton and $5.50 to $6.25 to truck it here. So, and they got trucks that I think it was 60 ton that they haul. So, and they're using it on the runway out there, so it's good, you know, it's just not the round gravel, it's got a bunch of binder in it and nice rocks, so I'd like to talk about getting
okay,
like a stockpile going at sometimes, so.
so is that like, in the budget?
I don't know if they'll be down there, you know, after.
We should probably just
No,
have it.
yeah, I know, I'm just trying to see if there was money in the,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
already,
I
there
see,
should be money there.
we'd have to
right?
look and see.
Okay, because yes, they're gonna be done soon, we're, from the airport reports I've been getting, they are moving right along on that deal.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm saying get this done, and I was just hoping there'd be money someplace to cover that. Cause how many total dollars, how many trucking,
I don't even know how to,
figure
where, how
that,
much to, I just want quite a bit on hand.
It'd be like $8.40 a truck. If it's-
No, it would be like,
48,
yeah, I think there's 60,
Does somebody have the budget report?
the budget. I do. I mean, like,
The one that's been signed by everybody though?
oh, maybe it's sitting right here, I'm sorry.
so that it would end up being like $14 a ton with,
that's what I came up with.
okay, yeah. Yeah, and so. Yeah, I don't know. 200 ton or whatever, maybe 4 truckloads are. You know, 120, 240. Because we've been working on James Avenue, which is the road in front of the vet, trying to get that.
Yes,
gaped up
and
and-
that still needs some on
Yep.
that course, right?
Yep.
So,
We're not gonna get it cheaper.
No.
This deal.
No,
So you-
and they closed the Paulson pit out there, they're not getting gravel in there anymore, so
No.
I think it's. And I know like the county's down, I think they're down at the Talty. Place down there, getting gravel down there, so it's gonna start getting. Farther and farther away.
so did you come up with less than 4,000?
Yeah.
360 about?
Exactly.
So I think we need to do it.
Stay under,
We have money in the street account, but just depending on how some of those projects still coming in. Kind of. Not sure on that, so.
Do we have any IOUs? Good.
So are we saying he can do it if he keeps it under 5,000?
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and I hope that works out for you, Carolyn, your dollar amounts. Okay, so, all right, anything else in Garrett? Thank
Nope,
God
that's
you
it.
remembered that one. That was kind
Thank
of a biggie. And thank you for fogging, continuing. I mean, you might be stopped now, but you made a difference when those mosquitoes
guy.
came out,
So
so.
the guy dug out all the ditches and made.
Oh, yeah, exactly, that's what
But
happened.
they do have the briquettes in them, so hopefully that'll kill the.
Perfect. Okay, item number 21, do we have any other items for discussion? Okay, the next city council meeting will be September 21st at 6:30. Is that gonna work for everybody's schedule pretty much? Okay, and we do need to go into executive session.
I make a motion, we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing legal personnel issues according to SDCL 1-25-2.
It's been moved.
Second.
There's a second to go into executive session. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Yeah. Okay, I will declare us out of executive session. We have had a discussion about our evaluation of our new employee. Do we have a motion to that effect?
I would make a motion that we give Katie Bruce 60 cent an hour increase.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded for 60 cent increase. Any further discussion or concerns?
That's effective.
The September payment.
For 6 month
6 months,
evaluation.
Probation period.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? I can't even repeat that. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There will be a planning and zoning committee meeting on Monday as scheduled. Is there any other business that needs to come before the council tonight? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, Rick moves, Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Can you stay in your seat over there?